Hello, welcome to this video on the fractions to decimal series, where today we're going to be looking at recurring decimals into fractions using first principles. Let's jump right in. So first example, we want to write 0.7 recurring as a fraction. And to do this, we're going to have to use a little bit of algebra, okay? So first of all, I'm going to let the letter x be equal to 0.7 recurring, okay? So 0.7 recurring, and just to remind you, 0.7 recurring is 0.7, and the 7 repeats infinitely, okay? Next, I'm going to find out what 10x is. Now remember, when you multiply something by 10, you simply move it along to the left one place value, okay? So 0.7 recurring times 10 is 7.7 recurring, okay? Now, I'm going to use these to help me turn 0.7 recurring into a fraction. First of all, we're going to do 10x, and we're going to take away x. So 10x take away x is 9x. And then I'm going to find the value for 10x, which is 7.777 recurring. And I'm going to take that away I'm going to take away x, which is 0.777 recurring. Okay. Now what you should notice, after the decimal point, because we've got 7s matching up, I can just take these away and they're going to be equal to 0, okay? So 7 take away 7 is 0, 7 take away 7 is 0, 7 take away 7 is 0. Put the decimal point in. 7 take away nothing, well that is still 7, okay? What we've done here, we have shown that 9x is equal to 7, okay? Now we're only one step away from writing 0.7 recurring as a fraction now, and that is just to solve this equation, okay? So if 9x is 7, I want to try and get x on its own. And to do that, I need to get rid of the 9. I do that by dividing by 9. And if I do one thing to the left-hand side of the equation, I have to do the same to the other. So I divide the right-hand side by 9 as well. So 9x divided by 9 is x. And 7 divided by 9, I'm just going to leave that as a fraction. And there we have it. X, which we said was 0.7 recurring, as a fraction is 7 over 9. Okay, let's have a look at another example. So here we've got write 0.25 recurring as a fraction. So once again, I've got x is equal to 0.2525 recurring. So because there's dots over the 2 and the 5, that means the 2 and the 5 repeats. Now, for now, let's write 10x. So what would 10x be equal to? Well, if I multiply this number by 10, I have to move the numbers along one place value. So I get 2.5252. Now, these numbers, after the decimal point now, for x and 10x, these numbers, the decimal points don't match up. They're not the same number. So when it comes to taking x away from 10x, I'm going to have loads of numbers after the decimal point of my answer, which isn't going to be very helpful for turning it into a fraction in the last step. So clearly, I can't be using 10x. What if I use 100x? So to go from a 10x to 100x, I've just times it by 10 again. And all I've done there is move the numbers along one place value again. So now I've got 25.2525. Now that looks a lot better. Now I can use x, which is 0.2525. I can use 100x, which is 25.2525. So we're going to do the biggest x, which is 100. Take away x, which is 99x. And then the value for 100x we said was 25.2525 recurring. Take away 0.2525. Now, hopefully now you can see why we couldn't use 10x and why we've had to use 100x instead, because now the decimals line up. We've got 5 take away 5, 2 take away 2, 5 take away 5, 2 take away 2, which will leave us with lovely zeros there, okay? Put the decimal point in, and then 25 take away nothing is 25. So now we know that 9x is equal, or 99x, sorry, is equal to 25. One last step now. If I want to solve the equation and find 0.25 recurring as a fraction, I need to divide both sides by 99. And that will give me 99x divided by 99 is just x. And 25 divided by 99 is 25 over 99. So 0.25 recurring as a fraction is 25 over 99. Let's have a look at one more example. So here we've got write 0.47 recurring as a fraction. So once again, x is equal to 0.4747. This will repeat infinitely. Now, let's just use 10x again. I think we all know what's going to happen again, but let's just remind ourselves why we can't use 10x. We use 10x, which would be 4.7474. The decimals aren't lined up, so I can't really use 10x. It's not really useful to me. But 100x, which is 47.4747, that's a lot more useful to me. So just remind yourselves, if there's two recurring decimals, you might not be able to use 10x, you have to use 100x instead, okay? So once again, 100x, take away x, is 99x. The value for 100x was 47.4747. And we were going to take away x, which was 0.4747, which leaves us with zeros after the decimal point, and then 47 take away nothing is 47. That leaves us with 99x is equal to 47. Final step now, I need to get x on its own. So to solve the equation, I need to divide both sides by 99. And I end up with x is equal to 47 over 99. So that means 0.47 recurring as a fraction is 47 over 99. Let's have a look at the main task. Okay, so here's the main task. So pause the video and have a go at answering these questions. Remember, this lesson's not necessarily about just getting the right answer, but it's writing the right workings out to get the answer, okay? Because it's 1 mark for the answer and it's 1 mark for all of the workings out, okay? So focus on getting those workings out down. So pause the video and have a go. Best of luck. Okay, and here are the answers. Very well done if you got those right. Now let's have a look at the check-in question for today. So for the final check-in question, I want you to prove to me that 0.9 recurring is equal to 1. Okay, so think about the method that we used in the examples. Try and prove that 0.9 recurring is equal to 1. Okay, so pause the video and have a go. Best of luck. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So probably should have figured out that we need to let x equal 0.999 recurring. Okay, now there's only 1 recurring decimal here. So if I use 10x, and that gives me 9.999 recurring, the decimals match up. So I'm able to use x and 10x. So 10x, take away x, is 9x. 10x was 9.999 recurring, and x was 0.999 recurring. If I take these away, 9 take away 9 is 0, 0, 0. 9 take away 0 is 9. So therefore, 9x is equal to 9. Solve the equation. I divide both of them by 9. So x is equal to 9 over 9, which is equal to 1. Because 9 divided by 9 is equal to 1. Okay, so first of all, you should have found that x is equal to 9 over 9, and then 9 divided by 9 is 1. Therefore, x is equal to 1, which is 0.9 recurring. Great job if you got that, guys. And we'll see you next lesson. Bye now.